movement of Muslims is a national treasure. Whenever the Muslims nationwide want to look to their critics, they always point to the Atlanta Masjid and the achievements here. But before Imam Plemon got a little clout in the community, on some of his many trips, on one in particular that I recall, he ended up being given the luggage duty. And I saw a brother hand him 20 tickets and told him to go get 20 bags. And they were walking to the car while they left him with the tickets in the bag. But to their amazement, Plemon matched 20 tickets that were not his to 20 bags that he had never seen before and was at the car before everybody else was.
First of all, I want to thank Imam Plemon on behalf of the faculty and staff of Muhammad Schools for all the great work you have done and that you continue to do. I want to talk about one of Imam Plemon's attributes, and that's his attribute as a confidant. I've been able to share many things with Imam Plemon over the years, but I especially am endeared by one story that I told him in confidence that he chose to share with about 10,000 people at a public forum. And this is the story. A little kid came up to me, one of the students, and said, "Sister Sophia, I have something bad to tell you." And I said, "Okay," I braced myself. You know, you never know what kids want to say. So he said, "One of the students called you the F word." I said, "You sure?" He said, "Yeah, they call you the F word." So I said, "Well, come and sit down and let's talk about it." I said, "Listen, please tell me exactly what the student said, and you know, you won't get in trouble. I'll let your parents know that I encourage you to tell me what the student said." After I sat the student down and he began to tell me what had been said, I said, "Okay, sweetheart, you can go ahead. I'll let your parents know that I gave you permission to say this profane word." He said, "Sister Sophia, little Jamal called you fat." "Okay, sweetheart, but listen, don't tell anybody else that. Let's just keep it between the two of us." So I chuckled. I thought it was really funny. So I shared Imam Plemon, had been my mentor and advisor and confidant. And I happened to walk into the National Convention, and there he was telling the story. And I happened to walk in at the moment that he said fat. So, Imam Plemon, I want to thank you for all your encouragement, and just to let you know in a closing note, I will not be telling you anything else.
It date goes back to 1981 when Al-Faruq Masjid had just opened. And it was the first seminar that we had, and that seminar the topic was unity in Islam. And I remember Imam Ibrahim Pasha being the speaker there. And soon after, Imam Plemon El-amin became the Imam of the Masjid, and he expanded the definition of the unity in Islam and put it into practical shape. And we saw the community of Atlanta get together under his leadership. And not only that, after a little while, he expanded the horizons further with his leadership in the Faith Alliance of Metro Atlanta and the World Pilgrims, such that this community of Muslims became a broader community. And we see so many of our friends sitting here who have been touched by his leadership, by his friendship, and the camaraderie that has developed between us, our community, and the community at large.
One thing special about Plemon was he got involved with the national leadership. And we did a lot of traveling together on the Shura, doing security, dealing with conventions, and he always brought information back to this community. And I think it was a real statement in terms of how this community evolved because of the leadership of Imam Plemon really bringing that information back.
But he has been a leader in my life since I was in high school. He's my teacher, and I always tell everyone I was his first A. No one gets an A in Imam Plemon's class.
I'm Bud Fran Jones. I'm a Christian pastor. I was at Central Congregational Church. And unfortunately, that congregation now has a really grave misunderstanding about Islam. I was working with them, trying to get them to understand about Islam. We were doing classes, we were bringing in professors. And finally, to sort of top off our effort, we were bringing in Plemon El-amin, a local imam who was going to preach the sermon. And they were so excited that finally, we were going to have a Muslim in our pulpit who was going to be preaching on something, and we were going to learn something about Islam. And what did he do? He came in, and he looks like he looks, and he wasn't wearing any Arabic costumes or anything like that. And what does he do? But he chooses a passage from the New Testament of the Christian Bible, a parable that Jesus told, and he preached like a Baptist. And now they think Muslims and Baptists are the same thing.
I would like all of those who are world pilgrims to please stand as I make my few remarks. This is a living testimony to Imam Plemon El-amin. Look around you, Plemon. These are Muslims, Christians, and Jews. This is a part of your dream, part of your vision, when we can break down all of the barriers between all of God's people. And you all please remain standing as I talk to this young man.
We'd like to thank the committee. We'd like to thank all of you. Thank this community, the Atlanta Masjid. Thank the Muslim community throughout Atlanta. They are here. Thank the Muslim community throughout the South. Thank the Muslim community throughout the nation. I am overwhelmed by those who have traveled to come here. I really, really appreciate you, and I thank you. And may Allah continue to bless all of you who've sacrificed your time to come here. But the advice that Imam Muhammad gave, I live by, and Cassandra really has accepted that he said 4 things are important: faith in God, simple living, hard labor, and high thinking. And most people can accept all of that. The one that, for men, that hard labor, sometimes that men don't want that hard labor. And a lot of times the women don't want that simple living. Faith in God, simple living, hard labor, and high thinking. And this is what I have lived by, and this is what we have encouraged our community to live by.